My favorite course in youth laboratory by far is emotional intelligence. In particular, the third part, which is known as regulating emotions, because this is something that I can personally relate to. While I was watching the course, Muhammad Al-Mathil, the instructor, actually said something that stuck to me. He explained the difference between having IQ and EQ. IQ is something that many people will be impressed by, but EQ will leave an impact on other people. And this is what I love about this course, is that he was able to distinguish something in which not a lot of us will be able to catch, such as IQ, emotional intelligence, or being book smart or street smart or anything like that, right? Even though this is in part 1, and I stated that part 3 was my favorite, this was in part 1 known as caring for others, feeling empathy towards others. This course highlighted so much. It highlighted how to care, how to empathize with other people. It also highlighted when you need to acknowledge the fact that you feel this certain type of way, and it can lead to this type of consequence or lead to this type of reward. Muhammad Al-Mathil actually broke it down very clearly, and this is what I love about this course, and I love the fact that I was able to relate to it and saw major improvements. What I love most about Youth Laboratory is the fact that I get to feel a personal connection between myself and Muhammad Al-Mathil, the instructor. I understand that this is more for a generalized audience, and I do understand that many eyeballs are actually watching the courses, the Youth Laboratory series. But as I am watching these videos, and as I am going through what he is saying and what I'm looking at the screen, it does not feel like I'm in a big hall. It does not feel like I'm in a classroom. It doesn't feel like I'm surrounded by other people listening to one instructor. It feels like a personal one-on-one conversation, which is one of the best, if not the best, types of conversation a human being can ever have. With this, I've actually seen some major improvements. I've seen myself transform from being somebody who did not care about his own emotions, I would just react and that was it, to somebody who is more conscious about his own feelings. And I can provide an example for that. Back when I was an adolescent, up until a few years ago, recently, I was known to have very poor conversations with my own father. He would say something, I would say something, it would escalate, he would start yelling, I would start yelling back actually, and he would say stuff and I would say stuff that we both would regret, as well as leaving a conversation with a poor taste in our mouths, to the point where we had to distance ourselves from each other. Up until recently, I would say last year, my conversations with my father actually have improved and have changed drastically, to the point where it's like we can talk to each other very cordially, we can express our opinions, we can agree to disagree, and we will still feel okay with what we said and okay with each other. Like I said, this was very recent, as in last year, and our relationship has been a lot better. I highly recommend taking Youth Laboratory, regardless of what position you are in right now, regardless of age, regardless of how you feel with yourself, regardless of what environment you're living in. Youth Laboratory is right for you, because no matter where you are in life, every single human being needs a progression. Youth Laboratory has the necessary tools to provide progression, whether it's in emotions, emotional intelligence, communication skills, self-discipline, time management, you name it, Youth Laboratory has what you need.